Hi, my name is Will Chan, and for this demo, I'd like to show you some of the more advanced features of environments within Rancher. To quickly recap, Rancher already offers the concept of environments, which provides you a way to scope your compute nodes and containers and allowing you to control user access to these resources. You see here I have one for production, one for staging, and one for Kubernetes. If I click on Manage Environment, you'll see effectively the same thing here, but if I scroll down a little bit more, starting in Rancher version 1.2, we've introduced a notion of environment templates. And what an environment template does is it is a template that you can use to define different combinations of infrastructure services that you believe will be commonly deployed on every environment. By default, Rancher already supports 5 different templates today. Cattle, Kubernetes, Mesos, and we actually have experimental versions of both Swarm and Windows. Now let's take a closer look at what one of these templates looks like. I'm going to go into the Cattle template. I want to show you that in addition to having Cattle as the base orchestration engine for containers, I've also have the IPsec networking enabled, and I also have some default Rancher system services enabled as well, such as health check, various network services, and the scheduler. Now let's say I want to create new environments based off of infrastructure services that aren't part of the Rancher default templates. So let's create our own. Let's click Add Template. Let's give it a name. For simplicity, I'm going to keep it as Cattle. And down here, here's where things could start changing. For example, under networking, I can enable the Rancher Network Policy Manager that's available starting in 1.4. And what this does is gives me more fine-grained network control between containers even within the same environment. So let's enable that. Let's disable IPsec and enable VXLAN as my overlay networking rather than IPsec. To do this, I'm just going to select the default options. And for storage, let's say I want to use Rancher NFS as my persistent storage solution. To enable that, let me give it an NFS server. And the mount point. And finally, I'm going to enable Rancher Secrets as well, which is actually available in 1.4. And click Create. You'll see here that my new template has been created with different infrastructure services. So I'll move up here and I'll add my first environment. Let's call it Test Environment. I'm going to select my template, and you'll see that the options that I have enabled has been summarized here, namely NFS, Secrets, Policy Manager, and VXLAN, so that every environment that I use my template will now have these services automatically enabled for me. Let's create this. So just like every other environment, in order to really leverage these services, you obviously need to start adding hosts. So you would just need to add compute nodes to this environment, and Rancher will automatically deploy those services for you every time. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to view this video.